Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
author of Cardboard Ghosts Using Physical Games to Model and Critique Systems. And we're here back in Amabel Goes to Forex School, Age of Wonders edition. We're working through this game of Age of Wonders slowly but surely. It is taking a
Okay, two
while
things.
for these to
Two
come out.
things.
Yeah.
Right at the top. Number one, why are you plugging my book
Because
in your
everybody
episode?
everybody
That's
should
so
everybody
weird.
should know and love your excellent book.
Oh my god. Two,
We want to
I
battle.
forgot we were playing Age of Wonders. So let me redo the intro with less enthusiasm.
Yeah, pal. What if you were just like nice to the game? What if you were a friend of the game instead of its foe? Have you considered that? Have you given that some thought?
Maybe.
So we
Maybe.
had a big scary army come in here. We have dealt with them. You can see here we get a. Oops, I didn't mean to move the hero out of the stack. See here we get a much sharper rate of health regrowth inside friendly territory. Do we get an even better rate inside the city? No. Just inside friendly territory at all is the best we're getting. Well, I kind of want to keep. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. That's fine. You know what? That's still in friendly territory. I kind of want to just keep our hero, our main army, kind of in defense mode around Perbolion for a minute here until we know if there are other scary bird attackers. And we have our other combat army out here growing slowly. So recovering a little bit of health on J.R.R. Trollkin yet. Of course, we have our intent to investigate the Eye of Manuhari, and what's his name has put down an outpost out here, if you can believe it. So, Voice of Reason, Zendara the Phoenix. We're just waiting. We're just waiting for more contact from Zendara the Phoenix. Okay. Or other Kazura, it looks like. You ponder your options how to best catch the attention of an influential Kazura who might be reasoned with. So I don't know if
They're
that's
birds, though, right?
that's sort of a pocket burn on the Phoenix there. It's sort of the implication that they are in fact not an important Kazura. What's your deal?
Or reasonable.
I
The thing I
think
found
I
with-
think the differentiator is important.
Okay.
All right, our scout is up here just looking for information, but also anything that could be scavenged without having to fight people. Unfortunately, it really is the case that the vast majority of loot in this game just has like neutral armies parked on top of it. Aha, not this. A small creature cage. Let us go free the creature. We got a vampire spider hatchling. So this is a tier 1 unit, 55 attack, 12 strike, 12 damage melee strike. It's not awesome, but
It's a little spider dude.
it is a little spider dude. I mean, there's no two ways about that. Look at it skitter bravely.
It's
through
its
the
own
fields.
army.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it move toward a defensive position, but it has actually located a couple more spots here where there's loot unguarded, so that's pretty good. All right, let us continue building stuff in Perbolion. So for the moment, all we're really trying to do is get better at war, right? Like we're gonna end up winning this scenario almost certainly through a war through putting somebody in the ground. And of course, we need to make sure ourselves that we do not get put in the ground. So increasing our draft, as produced by the blacksmith here, would allow us to produce more military unit per turn, and this also gives starting ranks to our tier 1 units. Unfortunately, we'd really like to be using better units than tier 1s, but we have to build up. The next time we have a new point of population, it might behoove us to get a forester so that we can build an armory after this, and continue this direction. You need a lot of foresters apparently to form an army.
I'm gonna make a note of this for you, so I
Yeah,
can remind you. Yeah.
that's probably a good idea. So we got a
Point.
level up here for Growlin Spring Shower. And oh, what a level up tree it is. So because we are a Wizard King, we have the channeling ritual and the ability to massage that into a quickened ritual or a defensive ritual. Always, keeping the core idea of allowing you to cast an additional spell this turn. Whenever you cast a spell, this unit gains strengthened or regeneration. We can add effects to our spells. Overcharged spells are just like 25% better. Healing spells cast in combat where the Wizard King is present heal 50% more and unlock Arcane Renewal, which just 30 temporary HP. I mean, that seems pretty alright. Damage spells cast in combat where this unit is present deal 20% more damage. We could pick up some. We had picked up Lightning Evoker before with the hopes of moving, I believe, into some kind of chain lightning based build
Right.
here. Unlock your signature skill at level 4. Okay. So that's now. We should probably grab that. So we can become
Okay.
an initiate of one of the types of influence. There is, I mean, one thing you cannot say about this game is that it doesn't have a lot of stuff in it, right?
Yeah. It's too much stuff for me. Like, it's too much for me to grasp. So I'm glad you're here to, first of all, play the game, and secondly, to do the grasping, to make these choices and explain why you're making them. Because I would just grab, I don't know, whatever, and I would just click on something.
So each one of these things gives the character some traits and also grants something to any army that they're the leader of. So like Initiative Chaos is going to give 10% critical hit chance to everybody in the army. 10 hit points here, 2 bonus damage when flanking. Scaling upward for single shot attacks instead. And attacks or ignore up to 2 status resistance. In addition, base attacks gain +2 lightning damage and 10% bonus damage against targets that are electrified, which is kind of cool since we know how to electrify people, right?
Yeah, it seems pretty good.
This would give you double morale bonus when killing an enemy and fire damage, bonus damage against birding targets. This gives bonus blight damage, bonus damage against poisoned or decaying. While army leader, all animals in the army have flanker and defense and resistance. 25% bonus damage when flanking. That's pretty exciting. We were going to try to make this is where the let's play, the fact that we're playing these episodes further apart than I would have liked is starting to get to me. I have like vague memories of a plan where we were summoning animals, right?
I think so, yeah.
There was going to be some kind of reason to have animals in the army. I do think
Do you
pack
want
leader is kind of exciting.
Why don't we lean into that?
Yeah, I don't know that we have as poison or decay access as easily as we have electrified access, but I do think that the traits on this one are a little bit more exciting. All right, so we got our blight strikes and our pack leader. We'll get our next signature skill at 8, and then we still have a normal skill point to spend as well. So if we were going to continue playing around with like lightning evocation, modify and enhance it so it is now also a debuff ability. It inflicts a guaranteed sundered defense, which is rad, and a guaranteed sundered resistance, which is basically the magic version of same. That seems fine. This just increases its base damage. Yeah, from 20 to 27. I mean, if I'm honest, I sure do love 27 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of think. And then that could lead us to any of these things below. All attacks gain a chance of blinding, all attacks gain a chance of electrifying, all attacks gain a chance of burning. We still have another skill point. I don't know if we...
Okay. Do you want to take...
learning a signature skill grants a skill point. So, okay, you get an extra skill point at the signature levels.
Do you want to use it to take one of those signature skills?
Yeah, I think I want to grab Pack Leader. It's good to take this and hope. I don't remember exactly where we were planning to summon animals from.
Well, you have one spider.
But we have one spider.
The spider's gonna be kicking so much ass.
Yeah, we had taken
no pain.
We had taken Call Wild Animal.
Okay.
In animal kinship, right, while adjacent to a friendly animal, both units are granted stuff. So yeah, okay. We had a plan. While adjacent to a friendly animal, both units are granted 10% damage and 10%. So this is a race transformation that has to be cast ahead of time, and obviously it takes a little time to take effect. We now have the mana sitting around for this. I'm going to go ahead and line that up. We're going to start casting that and hopefully have recovered some mana for combat by the time our next important combat occurs. All right, little spider. So our scout is going to go one way and little spider is going to go the other way. Scout will grab these maps over here. Little spider's headed back home. Through... Oh, no, this is the maps. What is this? This is just a stash of random scrolls. Could be anything. Probably knowledge. We've learned of the Desecrated Temple, a silver ancient wonder that's way up in that direction. So these ancient wonders are mostly interesting for the purposes of ownership.
Okay.
Like just clearing them is not really valuable. You want to clear them and then you want to annex the land that they're on, so they're part of your kingdom. So ones that you find that are super far away from you are not so compelling necessarily. All right, we are continuing to develop every turn. You know, we're gaining affinities based on our tomes and stuff. So we've gained access to units regenerate an additional 15 points per turn in friendly domain. We have a fair amount of Imperium. I think we can afford to pick up a spell or an upgrade here. Another Whispering Stone. Each city in your empire loses one population, but immediately summons 3 tier 1 units. I don't think that that's where we're at. We need some better units. Is like the core of our army difficulties right now. I do want to heal faster though, especially if we're going to have to potentially defend ourselves against attacks from armies containing very high tier enemies like we faced just recently. What would it cost to rush out the Shademaker? Units really aren't that expensive. Yeah, give me the Shademaker because I want to fill this army up now. Oh, give me the Shademaker. Come, join the army. Okay, so we have 1 slot left that we can reserve for the spider, I suppose. And yeah, I am just gonna hang out. Next turn will be almost good as new. I was gonna hang out in the area of the capital until. You are also waiting on some bodies here. We need to get this city advanced so that we can make our better units in it. So we'll start working on our Great Ziggurat. The boost here would be have 5 population, and we're not quite there, but I do want to get it done. So we'll start working on it now. Do we want to produce an additional tier 1 unit here? I think not. I think we'll just produce rations here instead. I do like this this is a thing that I think really only benefits a game that like wants to be very military focused. Like in a game like this where you need to be constantly building troops because there's constantly going to be battles, you need to be fighting 100% of the time. You kind of need this like 2 queue system where you will fall behind if you are not producing troops most of the time. But like, what do you think about the idea that is present in most 4X games where like to develop your military you are necessarily not developing infrastructures and stuff? Like, do you think in real life or in other games, like what do you think about the idea of a tension between those two things?
I mean, the attention can be useful if you're doing something with it, because there is a way in which a focus on the military does dilute or detract from focus on other matters. I mean, certainly looking at how much, just for example, the budget for the government in the United States is devoted to the military when it could be devoted to actually useful things. There is that kind of tension, and there is a way in which, if you're looking historically at smaller or earlier civilizations where you might not have a standing army. Well, hang on, there's a thing going on here. I'll let you do this, then I'll continue.
Okay, we have in fact been contacted by another Krasura. Speaking with a melodic voice, Gyrax Scrand of the Krasura is requesting audience with you, the Emperor. They had to remind me that I was the Emperor. I have heard of your good intentions, Growlin Spring Shower. Allow me to welcome you and your mucus founders on Manohari. Gyrax performs an elaborate series of wing beats. You must excuse the Yukara. She is wise beyond comprehension, but the memories from millennia of betrayal and suffering can be a burden on her. I am just a simple counselor, but now that the Everdark has ended, my people will need to relearn to trust and cooperate with foreigners, or we will perish in this changed world, where the stars of the sky beyond are rearranged. I trust your words of peace, Growlin Spring Shower, Gyrax concludes, but the Yukara will not be easily persuaded. There might, however, be a way. Result? Okay, we receive 107 knowledge. Thanks for the knowledge, friend. There is a ritualistic trial, Gyrax Scrand explains, which anyone aspiring to become the new Yukara has to undergo. During this trial, the candidate's character will be put to the test by the spirits of our ancestors. Gyrax holds out a silvery feather and leaves it to the wind. The trial has never been attempted by a foreigner, but the rules do not explicitly forbid it, and I have confidants among the trial wardens who would ensure that you are allowed in. Okay, so they're going to airbutt us into their ancient clan structure here. Nobody says a frog can't do the trials. If you experienced and passed the trial, Gyrax predicts, the Yukara will be open for your peaceful negotiations. The ritual sites may be entered by your ruler alone, without friendly armies in reinforcement range. We can decline the risk. As an emperor, I have already proven my worth, asshole, and we would receive 68 Imperium for behaving this way. Kind of makes you like, what is Imperium? I hate to come back to the well of representation so often, but it is often very funny. You have to say, what does it represent? That this is the currency we need to found cities, and you can get it by just being a dick to a guy in a conversation, like kind of a large amount of it. Well, this is almost 2 turns worth of Imperium. I mean, I guess we'll accept the quest. I can give it a shot. So, trials. The trial of fealty, the trial of wisdom, the trial of leadership, and we just gotta walk our hero into these things alone, with nobody even in range to reinforce. Remarkably, I'm going for it. Sorry, continue.
So I think that if you look at early as civilizations didn't have a standing military, war was a thing where you had to divert a lot of resources. It could be very costly. Often wars are lost because you're unable to um, provide for everything. Um, and if the games were representing that tension in any kind of interesting way with that the mechanic, I would really love it. Often it's not that I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I like it in theory. I like this bifurcation in theory, especially as a mechanical structure for a game that's military focused. Like you said, it is necessary. Um, but then you kind of do lose that tension
Yeah, I
as
mean
however
it's
much it is present.
necessary. It's necessary to give you some way to produce troops constantly, right? Like the other tack you could take, I suppose, would be to eliminate the very like civilization or endless legend style. Like you have 700 different buildings that you can build,
Yeah.
right? Just pull that up and make cities the things that mostly produce military units. So we've gained the ability to summon mistlings now. We finished the spell that we were researching, thanks to knowledge gained by our scouts from finding all those scrolls.
Oh, sick, a crow.
It's true. We can pick up enchanted crow companions for our scout units, which would give them +2 vision range on the world map. It's not nothing, but I don't think it's awesome. Fulmination is just lightning damage on the map, enemy units in a 1 hex radius, so it's a nice little like lightning circle. Summon Lesser Storm Spirit would give us a charge strike. The guy's a what do you call it? He's a shock unit. It's one of the big hammer dudes. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not super excited by the Storm Spirit, which is sort of like the premium research that's available here. And that being the case, I wonder if we do just want to take Crow because it's the fastest. And the next home, we get the next home in 3 research cycles, regardless of how good those research cycles are. It's not like you need to learn X total tiers worth of skills. It's just learn 3 things. So I kind of think we're going to grab Crow here just to get that moving. So J.R.R. Cholkin, the Rally Master, has gained a skill point. You appear to be talking, but there is no audio. Nope. Still
Here
nothing.
I am.
There you are.
Okay.
There you are.
You hear me? So the whole time I was saying yes, get the crow
Okay.
because
Did you
the crow was
did you
bad. I'll tell you to
unmute
get the crow.
specifically so you could cough? It's the first thing that happened when you unmuted was you coughed.
I wasn't doing. I am muted because you said it was on mute, and then the cough happened.
So it's worth noting at the moment, J.R.R. Tolkien is not the leader of his army. But we could pick up some of this kind of stuff in preparation for later, having such a number of troops. Hex Pact and Blood Pact, the sort of core warlock ideas here, allow you to link with a target unit, and while the link is active, the target gains, any damage dealt to the caster is dealt to the target as well. The caster gains bonus damage and ignores status resistance. Or you can link to an enemy unit, causing it to suffer sundered defenses and also misfortune, a fumble chance, and takes damage when fumbling. So if a unit's attack is a fumble, it just gets downgraded by 1 step, basically. Hit becomes graze becomes miss. And then obviously there's all kinds of things that can build out of the various pacts. We can also get the ability to transfer life. Target friendly unit gets some HP and strengthened. This ability cooldown refreshes when units summoned by the caster die or this unit kills an enemy. Otherwise it's just once per battle. Base attacks gain on strike, heal a random friendly unit. This is kind of cool. So this guy is this guy's going to be using Steel Blast as his attack kind of a lot. He's not really planning to be up close to any of the melee troops, but we will have archers. Also, if we pursue this path, we can have some summons at the beginning of battle. I do like the idea of a Bone Wyvern. Is a Bone Wyvern? It's only tier 2. It has a cool name though. We learn Raise Undead, and you know what I like is summons. We're gonna pursue this path because I want to do so many stuff. Look at you. Look at you, you monster. Alright, it's a rad looking character. Our animal kinship is ready, and we had to choose which race to cast it on. We only have one race in our empire at the moment, so indeed, go, go, go. Anytime one of our frogs is adjacent to a friendly animal, both the animal and the frog get 10% damage and 10% crit chance. So that's a minor.
Wow! Look how much more bestial they look.
Well, you don't get a big physical transformation on a minor transformation, as I was saying. That's a minor. You can have any number of minor transformations at the same time. There are also major transformations which will have significant visual effect. And I believe you can only be under the effect of one major transformation at once.
Okay.
Obviously, they can't have meaningful visual effect if you're able to be, affected by a bunch of them at once, because graphically that would be problematic. That could become problematic very quickly, right?
Yeah.
All right. All-seeing. Free cities with a Whispering Stone provide you with vision range, so your Whispering Stone sort of becomes a Palantir. And you get plus 15 knowledge for each village that you've given a Whispering Stone to. What is our current knowledge income? 81. So plus 15 is it's significant, but it's not an incredible amount. And this would be about 3 turns worth of Imperium. I don't think we were intending to settle another city terribly soon. We were really working on expanding the 2 that we have. There's some territory that we want to grab for sure. But I might take this for the knowledge bonus. More knowledge means more spells. More spells means more animal summons. A treaty has expired. We are no longer in a treaty with Pentacle. Oh, okay, right. The treaty we were in expired because we moved up to the next treaty. Because our diplomatic relationship with them is constantly increasing due to the Whispering Stone whispering away. That's a way of choosing to express that. You think befriending Pentacle will help secure your path to victory? Well, it will be my empire that rises above all. Zandera the Phoenix insults you based on your recent actions. This worsens your relationships by 50 and gains you a grievance against Zandera the Phoenix. Okay. Zandera is seeming pretty annoyed. An infestation is sending invaders. So this derelict workshop, we've been apparently too nearby for too long, and they're sending troops at us. I assume this is the army that's going to come get us. Couple of tier 2s, couple of tier 1s. These floral stingers are very annoying. I remember these guys. That's fine. And a change of heart. You are approached by your hero, J.R.R. Trollkin, the Rally Master. And her expression betrays dejection and vexation. After a deep sigh, she declares, My whole life, I've always thought of myself as a conqueror. This is an aspiration. This is their ambition. But as of late, I am haunted by doubt. Is this my destined path toward renown? Or will plotting another course lead me to the success and satisfaction I currently lack, yet desperately crave? Will you permit her a change of heart? So we could let her switch over to Challenger, which is fulfilled by winning battles against armies that are greater mathematically. Or we can switch her over to a duelist, where she gets renown by dealing the killing blow to characters in combat. I don't know that we're going to see all that many characters. I mean, we're mostly fighting, wildlife and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe being a challenger suits you better.
Okay.
I also don't know that we're going to be conquering all that many cities. So I think that probably is good for us.
Yeah.
All right, Structurium needs new orders. So we finished our tier 3, right? I bought out the tier 3. So here, as in other places, we probably want to take a moment to develop some draft. We can build a special province improvement, a wildlife sanctuary. Unlocks the production of various animal units and counts as a forester. Plus 5 draft per adjacent province with forests. So we would probably replace this forester, or we would put it here. Right, it would probably be better to hold off on this until we have acquired this land, and then we have some good bonuses. So we will construct a wildlife sanctuary. What else do we have the ability to build? We can build a Feywater pond, causing our stuff to become misty and gaining mana per adjacent forester. We can build a channeling tower, which will give us mana and additional mana from nearby conduits. For the moment, though, the workshop will lead us in toward the blacksmith. Yeah. And I want to buy us a Shademaker as quickly as possible to round out this army, since we apparently are going to have to actually, fight with people. We'll try to move this army back. I'm hoping... Okay. So we didn't get a choice there. They spawned the chasing army and then immediately chased us. We cannot retreat. And mousing over the retreat button gives us no information. I sure would love to know why. We can attempt to retreat in the combat, of course. But if that's always what's required, then why is there even a retreat button here? Well, what do you think? I'm going to press the auto combat button, but I plan to do this manually. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Because I do think that this looks like a retreat to us. Okay, they think we're going to win. Amabel, do you want to step in here and try it with our bare hands? I know how you love a good fight.
I mean, the fighting is like the part of this one that's interesting for me.
Yeah.
I find a lot of the structural stuff less compelling here than in some of the other games. I guess because a lot of that structural stuff is, in some ways minimized to make more room and time for the fighting. But
okay. So you don't find the multiple layers of buildings with the the different building incentives, the boost system and everything to be compelling?
I mean it's fine. I don't know. I guess the whole package has me gripped less than some other things that we've played or are playing. So it's
okay.
The battles tend to be more of the crunchy part for me.
All right.
And as far as go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I'm not gonna stop once I start talking. So if you have something else to say,
I mean, as far as like the very battle focused, military focused kind of game with putting buildings, making those kind of decisions, economic stuff goes, I think Total War is certainly something that I find a lot more compelling.
Okay.
Um, that's just that's my notes on this class so far of Forex School.
I do find that a little interesting because this system is closer to what you do
Yeah,
than
well, I
and
like the
like
battle system
anything
here.
else that we've played, right? The battle system here.
Yeah, it is closer. It's the stuff I do tends to be, I don't want to say drier. So I don't want people to buy my games, but it tends to be more in that historical mode where there are certain restrictions on how things are done. But like I do like the battle system here a lot. It's just the stuff around it is I light up a bit more when we're in the fights.
Yeah,
I guess is what I'm trying to say.
you say that. Sometimes I
Look at
even
my
believe it.
face. How excited I am.
So check this out. We have one animal unit in this army, so I put all of our frogs next to it. Sadly, Larissa is neither frog nor animal. Humans are not animals. Important to remember. So no participation here. So a big part of this battle is probably going to revolve around these floral stingers. You see, most of their units are tier 1 and pretty straightforward. They have a couple of charging caustic worms, an iron golem that has just a very basic multi attack. These floral stingers have a melee multi attack at 15 damage per point, and then they have this poisonous spores attack. It is a 4 range single point spend that does 22 damage and almost always poisons.
Wow.
And that is going to be the thing that's going to fuck us up the most here. They do also have a tier 2 bird that I'm not 100% sure why it's tier 2. I guess it's got a lot of health. It does have the ability to consume corpses for THP. It's a carrion, It's a carrion feeder, and that's the way they've decided to model that. But I'm gonna let them come to us a little bit here. Unfortunately, this terrain is pretty dense with movement slowing stuff, and we started really far apart. We can just run. We could just bail. But I do want to fight, and I do enjoy a good spell focused battle against a quote unquote superior foe. So the stingers can make it up to here, which means that their spells can reach 1, 2, 3, 4, like out to just beyond the bushes. So I want to try to find myself a little bit. We have some terrain and stuff, so I might be able to block their line of sight some with this terrain. 1, 2, 3, 4. As things stand, yeah, they're kind of in position to. I'm curious how this is going to go. Let's go this way. We're not going to be totally gathered up here, which is a shame. It's just a lot of like water and mucky terrain. And again, like it doesn't read super clearly.
Yeah.
And the green and the brown and the green and the brown. But let's go ahead and call it here. We'll conjure an elemental once we're closer up. I do love to use our mana. Interesting that they're kind of just fanning out in place rather than approaching. Why fan out?
Oh, they must have been watching me playing XCOM and said, "Oh, that this is the strategy. This is how
What if
you
I
do it."
what if I sent one unit in each cardinal direction? So they have made a small math error here in that we are actually in a place where we can move forward and take a swing at one of their units and maybe get something for free. And I think that's
Okay.
going to be sort of the focus of our move here. Is can we get something for free off of this push? Because their flowers are going to be pretty separated. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. We don't necessarily have to give them anything off of this. We can just get everybody like back toward the dry land here. Flower gets there, goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So this bush would be vulnerable. Let's keep everybody nearby. Blast Evocation has a 6-tile range. I forget about this. I absolutely forgot about this. 6-tile range is pretty unfair. Let's move you to... Honestly, I don't want to move any further forward. Yeah, I guess just right here is fine. And we're going to take this shot. And I think that we're not going to see any immediate retaliation. 16 damage. Fuck you. Alright, are they just going to rush us? Okay. They have chosen to just go hard immediately, which is not going to actually let them do very much. I believe that's it as far as their ability to get in range. So, we now have the ability to, spend 3 action points retaliating on a number of positions here, which is very good news for us. The blast evocation is going to do 25 damage, or we can go, 3 attacks at 21 damage each. The question is, what do we want to shut down first, right?
Mm-hmm.
It should be pretty easy for our Scrap Hermit to produce just a silly amount of damage against these birds. Ran in and gave us the flank. Like that a lot. Do you have enough damage to kill this thing? No, not quite. That's annoying. Yeah, let's go ahead and flatten it with the charge. Provided we get... There we go. Okay, so we can also charge up to here. Okay, so that thing's defense mode is canceled. I mean, obviously, it's not going to matter because that was the last melee attack we're doing for this round, probably. Unless... I suppose I probably... I probably should have transferred life to these guys. This is the new skill that we just picked up before doing that, because they at least could have struck with Strengthen. They have 39 HP left. So odds are pretty decent that they're going to get Floral Stung out of existence. And the 10 THP will matter. Or I think between the two of us we can't quite kill, unfortunately, any of these other units. She's not actually going to deal this much damage because it's showing there the attack fully hitting, but she's in a 65% chance shot, so she's firing over some cover at them. Well, she does also have the ability to summon a Spider Monarch, which I did not remember. Let's do that. What if I had a huge spider? Alright, so the Spider Monarch can web up a 2-hex cone, which is a weird shape. But that immobilizes. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So if those things can't approach for a real turn, then I think... I mean, even with the transfer life, this guy's still going to die.
Okay.
I just don't... He's not going to survive the Floral Stingers plus this thing. The question is, I guess, do I think they're going to focus to that extent, or will they go after the hero? But the fact that we only get 20 damage out of JRR, no matter what, like I don't have a way of dealing 3
More
strikes.
Yeah.
Does make it feel like attacking is not even a great use of the turn necessarily. You know, I'm going to move into the low foliage. I guess this doesn't cost anything anyway, actually. So, you know what? I'm agonizing over it like it's that or the attack, but... Here you go, buddy. Good luck. Alright, I put myself in some obscuring cover here in the hopes of not taking both of the floral stingers to the face. I am actually going to not cast, I think, for the moment. We might be able to just hold off. Obviously, the AI won the battle without casting, but also lost units.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I were to just like drop a cast next to the floral stingers, that probably puts us in... Yeah, at the moment, I'd rather lose mana than bodies, I think. So we'll just drop something over here and become an annoyance.
That's my favorite thing to do. You're so wet, buddy.
True. It's true. We have moistened their units incalculably.
We're gonna overwater that floral stinger. It will die from too much love.
Just like every plant I've ever owned.
Have you owned plants?
Not really. Because after the first couple, I was like, yeah, I'm not. It's just cruelty. So they did, unfortunately.
Cactuses are pretty easy to...
Yeah, that seems like a hardy one. They did, unfortunately, both hit me, no matter what. Bunch of assholes. But we have this huge fucking spider now. So the spider has a pretty normal multi-attack melee strike, but at 18 damage per strike. And we have this... What kind of cost is that? I don't know how to read this. Is there a way to get an enhanced tooltip on the cost of my ability? Because it's got like a one darkened but filled in circle. I don't know. That's very weird. So what I would like to do here is if I can, is open up a hole so that we can use one of the chargers to negate the defense mode on the Stinger.
Right.
And she theoretically can get the job done. I don't love that we're at 65% here. I guess the question is, would I be better off spending one movement point to step into a position that's a little bit better defended and also gets me a 90% chance? Thing currently has 45 HP, so we wouldn't expect 2 hits to be lethal. So I guess I'm gonna just take the 3 right here, and we're gonna hope.
Okay.
Wow, a graze and 2 misses at 65%. That's something. That's an outcome. All right, well... Somebody's got to stop this bird from doing what this bird is keen on doing. And I suppose it may as well be a giant spider that we've summoned.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we reapplied the blind. So that's good news. I can disable the defense mode on this, or the retaliation and stuff on this thing. And then we can run the scrap hermit up, but the scrap hermit's not going to get the job done. It's very annoying. Okay, the hero has enough. Yeah, okay. All right. The hero has enough damage to put the thing away. I was kind of hoping to use the hero on these other guys over here. All right, so we cancel defense mode on this thing, and then we move the scrap hermit up and try to scrap with it. Doing my best not to take a lot of damage during my own turn, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. We get to run up and get some animal kinship adjacency for our friends. And now, unfortunately, you are pinned, right? You've been properly constricted. You are immobilized. All you can do is punch the nerd right next to you. But you know what? The nerd next to you does need punching. You can see the retaliate damage is pretty significant from those guys. I really hate them. Floral stingers are a huge pain in the ass. And this is something that is so true that I remember it from when I played this game 4 years ago or whatever. That specific unit I remember being a huge problem. We could cast another spell. I want to try not to use more spells than we have to. But...
Right. But you also don't want to have used less than you have to.
Yeah, for sure. And I am a little worried about J.R.R. Trollkin getting murked here by the fact that the enemy units don't care about obscuring.
Yeah, to be clear, if you lose my beloved J.R.R. Trollkin in this battle, I'm not coming back for the next episode. just increasing the stakes.
All right, we have placed even more punches upon this fool. Unfortunately, at this point, I think everybody who can attack has attacked. Poison damages have occurred. And yep, 100% hit rate. Because, of course, they do. Ran over and ate a corpse real fast. Okay. The good news is these things are obviously dead. Right, I'm going to break defense mode and punch for lethal. You are about to run out of existence anyway, so you may as well just eat the retaliation damage here. This thing has chosen to just remain adjacent to me, allowing me to spend all 3 of my action points on it, and I think I will oblige it. Which means she should be able to kill either one of them trivially. It's really up to her. When you bludgeon this thing, we don't really get much out of it. Yeah, I think cutting down the bird is probably better, just to keep it from, you know, potentially grabbing more HP somewhere else. And then we can deliver a flank to these guys. And the other spirit can just hold down the punch button.
Yeah.
So in the end here, We probably will not have lost an actual body because Trollkin will come back. But we will temporarily have lost a body that is unfortunately quite a good unit. Oh, can they... Okay, they are not in fact going to try to combine to kill my unit. For whatever reason. They don't think that's important. Disable your retaliation mode. You guys get over here for 2 punchings. Sadly, I don't think you cannot quite reach that enemy. But we can come over here and shut this guy down. Because I do want to kill the thing this turn, if I can.
Yeah.
We do not have a spot where I have a better shot than 70%. Nope, it doesn't look like it. You know, why don't you come over here and just chomp that nerd? Does that ease things any? No, not really. Alright, well I'll move to the spot where I have the 70 and we'll just try to shoot. We'll just hang it around the building. There we go.
Congratulations.
So the big downside of that, of course, is that we win the battle against the superior foe, the mathematically, I believe, superior foe. But J.R.R. Trollkin doesn't survive, so I don't know if that's going to satisfy ambition or not. But we did deal with him. Let's head back to regen a little bit of health. Yeah, look at the recovery rate we're working with now. Okay, so we are supposed to move our hero out to this tile over here, all alone. To fight 3 enemies? I mean, okay.
Okay.
We'll give it a shot. We'll try it. And you guys have to be outside of reinforcement range, so scuttle your asses back home. Want to make sure we have some mana in the tank. And then, you know, I might start... Yeah, maybe it's a good idea to start building some more troops. We're going to need to put some reinforcements back in some of these armies. Honestly, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to start drafting another army. Oh, wait. Is Frog... Hold on. Hold on. Where is... How do I see my... I mean, these are my current heroes. Amabel?
Yeah.
J.R.R. Trollkin is well and truly dead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
This hero craves to be challenged in combat. And you know, she got it. She wanted it and she got it. One thing I will say is that they should have missed one of those attacks statistically.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm blaming the math. Everything I did was right. Let's recruit a new hero to fill the hole. We don't quite have the money, unfortunately. Well, we could recruit a level 1 frog hero. We just can't recruit fancy heroes from the Pentacle. But that's fine. We like frogs. What do you think, Amabel? We have Thyron the Mender, a ritualist who specializes in support through healing and buffs and combat summons. A specialist governor. City gains benefits based on the renown level of this hero. And a crusader vows to smite the wicked, personally slay an undead or fiend unit. We're not seeing a lot of that kind of stuff around here.
Also, that's a wild thing to label with Crusader, given the hit.
What? This is absolutely the fantasy connotations that word has, I think.
And that's screwy. That's
okay, but I think the issue you want to take up there is not with these guys; it's with the greater hobby. This one's a battle saint, gaining fervor through particular actions that they spend for powerful support abilities. They would be an arcane governor, granting mana and city stability, and they are a fearmonger. Their ambition is to see enemies rout in battle. They aspire to become a symbol of fear. Or Safin the Gifted, the Spellblade. Hero that uses both melee and magic to deal magic damage from a distance and physical up close, granting farming bonuses, and their aim is to lead the most experienced force in the world. They love it when their units rank up.
I mean, I like that one.
Yeah, I think Safin and Ashes are both really... You want to go Safin?
Yeah.
Pretty cool looking.
Give her a cool name, though.
Okay. Recruit, welcome aboard.
I named the last one. You got to name this one.
Okay, and I have to come up with a name that's as good as J.R.R. Trollkin.
Yes.
It's a tall order.
I believe in you.
Can I have until next time? We're about to call the episode.
You absolutely can, yeah. Surprise me with it at the beginning of the next episode.
Alright, we're going to make you the governor here, thus granting bonus food from farms, of which we have, I believe, none. But we will, eventually. The city will have things. Probalion can annex another province. So we do have access over here to a mana node on which we can build some interesting stuff. But we were talking about getting a forester, right?
Yes.
For our armory. So that being the case, I don't know that it matters super strongly where we do it. I don't think we have any particular bonuses for adjacent foresters going on here. So let's just grab more of the road, I guess. Keep the road friendly. And we can just... No, I cannot queue that up. It has a gold cost. Well, okay. We'll deal with it later. Structurium can also annex again, and we know we wanted to grab this because we know we wanted to construct our wildlife sanctuary up there, and we're totally going to do that at some point. Okay, Larissa leveled up again. Attacks and debuff abilities inflict status vulnerability. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Or attacks gain a chance of inflicting sundered resistance. Sundered resistance would be a boon for just the damage of her attack, because it's all magic types, I believe. Okay. So obviously there's some value in that. Either one of these things could lead to her developing the ability to open up an elemental gateway. I kind of like Sundering Magic and just like leaning into her very weird attack. And then she's also level 4, so. Signature stuff. She is leading her army, so maybe we want to also give her pack leader.
Okay.
Because if we're developing the ability to summon powerful animal units, right? Like.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll confirm those. The remains of J.R.R. Trollkin have been collected.
Oh no!
We can sell them for 75 gold.
No. No.
I knew that was gonna be I knew that was gonna be contentious. A rivalry was declared on you. Zendara the Phoenix has declared a rivalry. Over time, your relations may deteriorate and lead to war. I mean, I kind of figured that was where that was going, unless we do all kinds of cool trials. And I think we are definitely going to attempt some kinds of cool trials next time. I think that's
time.
about where we're going to call it for today. Amabel, I'm sorry I got your governor killed.
That's okay.
My positioning is too aggressive, but like, I want to shoot stuff at people.
I mean, I should have. The last time that I named a character, you also got that character killed. So
Yeah, I'm sorry.
that's okay. It's
When
It's
you come
okay.
back, when you come back next time, we're gonna attempt some trials with our mighty leader Growlin the whatever. Our leader has a name? Growlin Spring Shower. We're gonna do our best to impress these birds and win them over through peace, while still rolling our war machine now over this derelict workshop on the way over to investigate the Eye of Manuhari. It's all happening for real, and we'll see you then.
I didn't even know he knew how to ride a bike.